Hi, my name is Anna. I'm an Emverio workplace complaints representative, and your company has engaged us to receive complaints relating to sexual harassment and your sexual harassment policy. One of the reasons that your company has chosen an external body to partner with is to give you an opportunity to have a robust and transparent reporting process. In this video, I'm going to go through with you how to contact us and lodge a complaint with us. Secondly, we're going to talk about anonymous complaints. Thirdly, we're going to review what we do with your information. And lastly, we're going to talk about what sexual harassment in the workplace is. There are 5 ways that you can contact us. You can use an online form. You can contact us via phone. The number is 1300 454 574. You can email us via our website or by using info@complaints.emverio.com, or you can make an appointment via Microsoft Teams, Zoom, or request a callback. There are 3 ways that you can lodge a complaint with us. One is fully anonymous, if that is possible. What that means is you don't disclose any of your personal details to us, and that the circumstances surrounding your complaint don't reveal your identity either. Okay, we know that with sexual harassment cases that can be very challenging and difficult to do. All right, but there are some types of sexual harassment cases where you may be able to do that without identifying yourself in those circumstances, okay? But if you can do that, you are free to do that. You can lodge a form online, which is fully anonymous. You can email us from our website. That again, you do not have to disclose your email in that format. For emails to us, for phone calls to us, for appointments with us, for example, Microsoft Teams and Zoom meetings, you can give us a false name, and you can also create a email that doesn't identify you. So a brand new email just that relates to this particular case. Okay, so you can do it that way. You can also do partial anonymity. So what that means is that you give us your identifying information, but where we can, we don't disclose that to your employer. Okay, again, that's very challenging, particularly with sexual harassment complaints. And so, for example, for the purposes of an investigation, just by the nature of the complaint, at the very least, the respondent will work that out. The decision makers may as well. So you just need to really think about that, okay? The last way is to consent to the disclosure of your identity. Okay, so they're the 3 different ways that you can lodge your complaint. We do need your consent to give any information that you give us to your employer. And so if you don't do this, it becomes, the employer can't do anything. We need you to sort of think about that, because if you give us an anonymous complaint and you don't allow us to disclose the information that you give us to the employer, it will be really challenging to do anything that will make a difference to you long term. Okay, so you can think about that as well. But I really encourage you to ring us and talk to us and find out what your options are. We will not disclose any information without your consent. Okay, but you need to understand the downside of that is that there isn't anything that the company can do if they do not know about what's going on. So what we actually do with your information. So we actually collect the information that you give us, and where we have your consent, we have 2 high-level contacts within your company that we liaise with and provide that information to, okay? Those people are sometimes outlined in the policy, sometimes their positions are, because people change jobs all the time. So it can be changeable over time. If it's not outlined in the policy, you can certainly ring us and we'll let you know. It's no big secret. We just need Yeah, so you can find out who those contact points are that we disclose this information. They're the only people we're authorised to disclose that information to. However, information may be disclosed to investigate the complaints that you raise. Okay, so that might be a necessary function of what happens to the information that you give us. In terms of if you lodge a form, even though it might be embedded in your company website, it goes directly to us. There is no way that your company can access that form and the contents of that form. Okay, so you can be confident around that. Let's talk about the legal definition of what workplace sexual harassment is. So the definition is that sexual harassment is an unwelcome sexual advance, unwelcome request for sexual favours, or other unwelcome conduct of a sexual nature, which makes a person feel offended, humiliated, and or intimidated, where a reasonable person would anticipate that reaction in the circumstances. Examples of sexual harassing behaviour can include sexually explicit conversations, unwelcome touching, staring and leering, suggestive comments or jokes, sexually explicit pictures or posters, unwanted invitations to go out on dates, requests for sex, intrusive questions about a person's private life or body, unnecessarily familiarity, such as deliberately brushing up against a person, insults or taunts based on sex, sexually explicit physical contact, and sexually explicit emails, SMS messages, or other types of social media contact with links to sexually explicit pornography sites, for example. We understand that it can be very scary, it can be very complex, and it can be very confusing when these sorts of events happen. So we encourage you to ring us, talk to us, and find out what your options are. We also understand it can have an impact on your mental health and emotional well-being. So we also encourage you to speak to an EAP, your employee assistance program, if there is one, counsellor, doctor, friends and loved ones, for your own mental health and emotional support. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and please contact us if you have any questions. All the references that I made in this video are contained below. Bye for now.